Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's we're in the last week before Christmas, and a lot of people out there celebrating Hanukkah right now. Wished old friend of mine a happy Hanukkah last night. So whatever you're celebrating, however you celebrate it, just enjoy the season and enjoy the people you're with. But anyhow, today I thought I'd talk about a raw vegan challenge after the holidays and some advice for the new year. So, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now so you can come back and check out some more of my content in the coming year. Then click on that little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Let me tell you something. Let me reveal a deep revelation here. You can have common sense and follow a raw vegan diet. There's not, I pour through, I go through just sometimes sitting around a lot of raw vegan content. There's just not a lot of common sense in it. It's like this woo-woo stuff with words that not everybody uses in their everyday vocabulary. And it doesn't really need to be that way. You can do this thing in a sensible way. And in fact, that's the way that I recommend it. The number one thing I would say, this is actually going to be more of a video of what not to do after the new year, kind of a warning, cautionary tale, more than it's going to be like, this isn't one. I'll go ahead and tell you so you can check out and not waste your time. If you're looking for a point-by-point program to how you're going to do it in 2023, this isn't it. This isn't it. But I would like to say, in all seriousness, though, some of the things. What is the saying? The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting the same result. I don't know who said it. That quote's attributed to a lot of people, but that's not the point. The point being is there's so many people doing that with the way they eat, with the raw vegan lifestyle, with a lot of different things. So you have to really ask yourself, anything in life that if you've done over and over, you've never made it, if you've never been able to make it work for you, what are you going to do different? What's your different approach, or what's your fresh or different mentality? Now, the number one thing, well, I got a couple of things that I'm going to tell you. Number one, right now, or actually it's probably already created. This is cutting it a little bit closer. But right now, there's a lot of little content creators out there, tick, 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 hitting on that computer right now, creating that program for after the year, the great challenge, their program, pay me, blah, da, 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 99 cents a month. And then we're going to give you this whole long program of how to step-by-step get there. And we're going to have an accompanying Facebook group where we can talk about it. These programs, these challenges, whatever, just kind of another crutch like the old-fashioned diet. There was always the different diets. Follow this, do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to all of a sudden you're going to learn how to eat. You're going to lose the weight, whatever. You're going to get healthy. And it just doesn't seem to ever work out that way. Number one, do not fast after the new year. Do not juice fast. Basically, do not overcorrect after the new year. And there is going to be a lot of people telling you, oh, you should do a cleanse, you should do a feast, you should do a fast, you should do a challenge. You should not be fasting, you should not be cleansing. In fact, I'm going to tell you, don't do anything that is restrictive whatsoever. I don't care how bad you were or that you think you were over the holidays, and let's say you really were bad. You ate a lot, you gained a lot, you drank a lot, whatever. Overcorrecting is the worst thing you can do, because you just are coming from a place where you threw all the rules out the window. You ate everything at the holiday party, you ate everything at the Christmas dinner, you drank, you ate every snack, you did this and that, and you think you're going to go from there to all of a sudden living this very pristine life, walking the straight and narrow, only drinking juice for 30 days or only drinking juice for 8 days or whatever. And I can tell you right now, the probabilities, I'm not saying that you won't succeed. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but the odds, the probabilities are very low. Maybe 1 in 100 might actually succeed on that path. Just common sense. learning about this lifestyle, educating yourself on this lifestyle, learning how to feed yourself. That I preach that over and over and over and over when I talk about these feasts and these fasts and all that kind of stuff. And once again, I want to say, because you have the ones out there that just have like their religious cult like belief in these things and the juicings and the cleansings. Okay, here's where we'll compromise. It's not going to hurt you. If you do a juice fast or whatever, a juice fast for however long, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you unless you get caught up in that cycle. So here it is. If you just absolutely have to go with the cool kids and do your food vacation and do a fast, if you do it once, that's it. That's it. Make a pact with yourself. You'll do it once, but don't go back and forth. In other words, okay, if you're going to do it, if you have to do it, get it out of the way. But then you still have to learn how to eat, because here's what happens most of the time. I'm doing a challenge. I'm doing a cleanse. I'm doing something restrictive. Restrictive being something you're not going to be able to do for every day for the rest of your life. So you're like I say, that just sets you up for the yo-yoing back and forth. You do the juice fast. You're feeling all good. You're telling people about, I got this and I got that and I'm feeling this and I feel that. And then you see the deterioration. And then they start eating. They start eating sketchier and sketchier and sketchier. And then they do another fast. And then it repeats. Then they feel good, sketchier and sketchier. Then they do another fast. You see where I'm getting with it. It never really gets anywhere. So we can compromise, and so I don't hurt the feelings of the feasters and the fasters and the cleansing detox people. Do it. Do it one time, and then that's it. Put that tool away. But for the rest of you out there, you don't really need to do it even that one time. Learn about this lifestyle. Learn to feed yourself. Learn the things that you need to put into your body every day. I've recently did a video on diversity, on gut health. Gut health is something very important to learn on this lifestyle. You know, I go, whether it's on Instagram stuff I put out, other people's content I'm reading, people just aren't asking the right questions. They're looking for some little trick, shortcut, gimmick, whatever, when there's so few questions on the actual nutrition, like, asking about gut health, asking about, how different foods getting into your body. Just like basically go the basics over and over and over. I know it doesn't sound sexy. I know it doesn't sound exciting, and I just kind of, like I say, keep repeating the same things over and over, but they're the fundamentals. They're the fundamentals. I mean, come on. How many times can I recommend the same two books, How Not to Die and Fiber Fueled? I've got other ones. I just like to condense it that if you're only going to read a couple and you need your really good, hard-hitting sources, those are it. There's tons of practical stuff out there. There's Brenda Davis, who I talk about all the time, that wrote Becoming Vegan and Becoming Raw. There's just so many good resources out there, but you need to educate yourself, and you need to focus on the nutrition. Less woo-woo, more nutrition. Let me say that again for the people in the back, and I'll say it slower. Less woo-woo, more nutrition. And use that thing in your head, a brain, and use that common sense. Let it kick in. If a lot of this stuff, like, I try to think back, because I've been doing this for 10 years now, but I try to think back to like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, when I was new to it. And I like to think that common sense, that I always, even though I didn't know that much about the food and about how you did this and whatever, common sense just always resonated with me, and a lot of the content that I saw, and I'm glad, because that kept me from doing a lot of the wackier things that you see in the raw world. It just did not make sense to me. A lot of the wacky stuff just did not make sense to me, and I proved to be right, because so many of those people are gone now. So many of the creators that I watched back then are gone. So many of the groups that I was in, where the people, were like just preaching like fire and brimstone revival tent preachers, and now they're gone, or they're eating whatever. They're on to the next thing. So steady wins the race. Just good common sense, good nutrition, stay away from the fads. You don't need to pay anybody. You don't need to do a program. You don't need to do a challenge. You don't need to hire somebody to help you. Now, if you want somebody, I'm not saying that that's always a terrible thing, but it's not going to get you there. You just need, like I say, you have a choice. Here's something, we're going to pretend, here's something good, here's something bad. If you just, I don't know how to physically tell you not to put this into your mouth and to put more of this into your mouth. I mean, maybe somebody can say it in a fancier way, but it's going to all come down to the nutrition. So stay away from the gimmicks in 2023. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful week. And I don't know how many times I'll come to you this week, but just kind of I'll just kind of play it by ear because it is a holiday week. So peace.